Benjamin Netanyahu, a name that has been synonymous with Israeli politics for decades. From his rise to the top of the political ladder to his role in shaping Israel's foreign policy, Netanyahu's story is one of determination, controversy, and unmatched influence. As the longest-serving Prime Minister of Israel, his decisions have had a profound impact on both his country and the wider Middle East. He has shaped Israel's policies, particularly regarding security and diplomacy, in ways that have reverberated across the globe. Born on October 21, 1949 in Tel Aviv, Netanyahu grew up in a family deeply rooted in Zionism. His father, Benjamin Netanyahu, a historian and professor, instilled in him a profound understanding of Israel's history and its complex geopolitical position. From an early age, Netanyahu was exposed to the significance of Israel's security, a theme that would dominate his political career. His family's dedication to the Jewish state deeply shaped Netanyahu's sense of purpose and commitment to Israel's survival. Netanyahu has often spoken about his father's influence, a man whose historical work on Jewish identity was fundamental to shaping Benjamin's views. After high school, Netanyahu joined the elite Sayeret Matkal Special Forces, known for its counterterrorism operations and intelligence-gathering missions. His service in the Israeli military was pivotal in shaping his leadership style and his focus on Israel's security. Netanyahu's role in the military, including taking part in missions behind enemy lines, gave him a unique insight into the challenges Israel faces and reinforced his view that security should be Israel's top priority. This hands-on experience in defending Israel's borders would influence his entire political philosophy. In the early 1980s, Netanyahu began his political career. Appointed as Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Netanyahu made his mark on the global stage, defending Israel against widespread criticism. His eloquence and diplomatic acumen drew international attention, particularly as he engaged in the global debate over Israel's right to exist and defend itself. Netanyahu was not just defending Israel, but also ensuring that the world understood its struggles, its sacrifices, and its rights. Netanyahu's political career skyrocketed, and by 1996, he became Israel's youngest prime minister at the age of 46. His tenure was marked by a hardline stance on security, as well as his contentious relationship with the Palestinian Authority. Netanyahu was a vocal critic of the Oslo Accords, which aimed to bring peace between Israel and the Palestinians. He believed that the concessions made during the Oslo process were too risky and that they jeopardized Israel's security. Netanyahu returned to power in 2009, leading the Likud party to victory after a period of political instability. The political climate had shifted. The rise of radical groups in the Middle East, particularly following the Arab Spring, made Israel's security a more urgent priority. Netanyahu's leadership would be tested like never before as Israel faced new, evolving threats. His return to office came at a time when Iran was becoming an increasingly prominent threat to the region, particularly in terms of its nuclear ambitions. One of Netanyahu's most defining foreign policy issues has been Iran. His government has consistently viewed Iran as a major existential threat to Israel's security. In 2012, Netanyahu made headlines with his dramatic speech at the United Nations, where he famously drew a red line on Iran's nuclear program, warning that Iran was dangerously close to obtaining nuclear weapons. Netanyahu's focus on preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons became a central theme of his political agenda. He argued that a nuclear-armed Iran would destabilize the Middle East and put Israel at great risk. Netanyahu's opposition to the Iran nuclear deal, signed under President Obama in 2015, was a major point of contention between the two leaders. Netanyahu viewed the agreement as insufficient and argued that it would allow Iran to continue its nuclear pursuits under the guise of peaceful intentions. He led a global campaign to highlight the flaws in the deal, emphasizing the dangers Iran posed to Israel and the world. Netanyahu's relations with the United States have been pivotal in shaping his political legacy. During President Obama's administration, the relationship between Netanyahu and Obama was strained, particularly over the Iran nuclear deal. However, Netanyahu found a staunch ally in President Donald Trump, whose policies aligned more closely with his own, especially regarding Iran. Trump's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018 was hailed as a major victory by Netanyahu, who had lobbied for such an action for years. Netanyahu's close ties with Trump also extended to other key policies, such as the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital and the movement of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. This was a significant and controversial step that Netanyahu lauded, seeing it as a recognition of Israel's sovereignty over its capital. The shift in U.S. foreign policy during the Trump administration marked a high point in Netanyahu's diplomatic achievements. Throughout his leadership, Netanyahu has consistently emphasized Israel's right to defend itself. His government has overseen multiple military operations in Gaza and the West Bank, all aimed at securing Israel's borders from militant groups like Hamas. His security-first approach has earned him support from many Israelis, who see him as a staunch protector of the state. Netanyahu's military policies have been controversial, with critics arguing that his hardline stance exacerbates tensions with the Palestinians and leads to a cycle of violence. However, Netanyahu has also been a key player in reshaping Israel's relationships with its Arab neighbors. Under his leadership, Israel has pursued a new era of diplomacy, culminating in the signing of the Abraham Accords in 2020. These agreements normalized relations between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco. Netanyahu hailed the accords as a historic breakthrough, arguing that they were a testament to Israel's growing acceptance in the region, despite the ongoing conflict with the Palestinians. Despite these successes, Netanyahu's tenure has not been without controversy. Domestically, his leadership has faced increasing political polarization. His critics accuse him of fostering division, not just with the Palestinians but within Israeli society. The corruption charges against him, including bribery and fraud, have sparked widespread protests. Netanyahu has denied all charges, but they have undeniably impacted his political standing. Opposition parties, many of which accuse Netanyahu of being too focused on security at the expense of social and economic issues, have gained ground. In the last few years, Israel has gone through multiple elections, with no party able to secure a clear majority. Netanyahu's hold on power has been contested, but his influence remains formidable. Behind the public figure, Netanyahu's personal life has also been a subject of interest. He is married to Sarah Ben-Artzi, a psychologist, and they have 2 sons. His family, like his political career, has been under intense scrutiny. Netanyahu's father's historical background and his own experiences as a child of war have shaped his perspectives and, in many ways, his decisions as a leader. The loss of his brother, Yoni Netanyahu, in the 1976 Entebbe operation, remains one of the most defining moments of his life. Yoni's death during the rescue mission left a deep emotional scar on him and continues to influence his views on Israel's defense. Under Netanyahu's leadership, Israel has seen a dramatic shift in its relationships with Arab nations. The signing of the Abraham Accords in 2020 marked a historic diplomatic achievement. This agreement, which normalized relations between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco, represented a breakthrough in Middle Eastern diplomacy. Netanyahu hailed the deals as proof that Israel could pursue peace with Arab states without resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. His critics argue, however, that these agreements only serve to marginalize the Palestinians further. Benjamin Netanyahu's legacy is one of both achievement and controversy. His policies on Iran, his focus on security, and his push for diplomatic normalization with Arab states have defined his leadership. But his time in office has also been marked by political scandal, legal battles, and an ongoing debate about the future of Israel and its relationship with its neighbors. Netanyahu's policies have ensured that he remains a central figure in Israeli politics, but his actions have not been without consequence. His legacy, shaped by both his domestic and foreign policies, will be the subject of debate for years to come. As Israel continues to face security challenges, both from its immediate neighbors and from distant powers like Iran, Netanyahu's influence remains undeniable. Whether celebrated as a defender of Israel or criticized as a divisive figure, one thing is clear: Benjamin Netanyahu's place in history is firmly secured. His leadership, for better or worse, has left an indelible mark on Israel and the Middle East.